and welcome to the Congo Hour. I pray that this week was, as I always say, the best week of your life. Today, Trippy is coming. He's just running a few minutes late. And as always, we have a fun and exciting show, actually a jam-packed show. So we need to do what we need to do before Sammy's Corner comes on. So first I want to, I made a mistake on last week, and I have to correct my mistake that I made. On last week, I wished my daughter a happy 28th birthday. Wow. Well, lo and behold, she turned 29, not 28. I don't know where my 365 days went. So I needed to make that correction that Amber turned 29 on November the 7th. Want to also send our prayers to the Philippines. Over 10,000 people have lost their lives there. And so we want to make sure that we lift up prayers to those who may have families in the Philippines or just know someone, or you may not know someone there, but we just need to send our prayers up. So my first guest is Pastor Amos from St. Paul's UAME Church. Yes. On Market Street. I always say the church on Market Street, the big church on Market Street. He and his beautiful wife are with us this evening to talk about some exciting things that's coming up in their ministry. Welcome to the Congo Hour.
Thank you so much.
Now correct me, St. Paul's
UAME.
Okay, all righty. And Pastor, you've been there how long?
10 years this year.
10 years this
10
year.
10 years.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Congratulations.
So, thank you so much. It doesn't seem like 10 years, but it's been 10 years.
Right. First Lady, does it seem like 10 years?
No,
it doesn't.
When you're doing the Lord's work, it goes by
so quickly.
It does.
Okay.
It really does.
All right.
I had hair when I went to St. Paul.
I remember that.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
But that could be the new look everybody's doing,
going.
Yeah, so we can call it that too. So, Pastor, what do you have coming up?
I just wanted to come down. First of all, I want to thank Congo for always supporting St. Paul in our ministry and all of our outreach efforts. Congo is always there to say we support. And I wanted to let everyone know about our Men's Day on next Sunday. Next Sunday for our 11 o'clock service, we're going to be having Pastor Anthony Reed from downstate. And then in the afternoon, we're going to be having an awesome song service with various male choruses throughout the city and throughout the state. And then I want to tell everyone about our new Ministry of Hope, which is a recovery ministry, which was something that was on my heart for a long time. Reverend Howard Jones is leading the ministry, and they meet every Wednesday at 6 o'clock in the St. Paul Annex building. That's right behind the main church. And then I wanted to share with everyone about our turkey blessing drive. We are endeavoring to collect 100 turkeys so we can meet the needs of 100 families, where we know that in this economy, a lot of people are really going through, and it's up to the church to step up and do our part. And so I got a report this afternoon that we probably reached our 100, so now we're trying to go past 100 because we have over 100 names, and so we want to meet the needs of every family that has called us and said we need it.
Very good. Amen. So for anyone that would like to give a turkey, they can call the church number that's on the screen.
Yes, 302-764-4500, and let Sister Butler know I want to contribute.
Okay.
Yes.
Now the Men's
Day.
Men's Day. What time is it going to be?
11 o'clock. Our 11 o'clock service. There will be no 8 o'clock service on Sunday, and then at 3:30 we'll be having the song service.
And I just take it for granted everybody knows where St. Paul's is, but would you give the physical address?
Absolutely.
For me?
3114 North Market Street. Amen.
Okay. All right. Did you want to say anything?
No, to God be the glory.
Okay. All right. All right. Pastor, thank you so very much for coming on.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm not going to take a break. I'm actually going over to Studio B. I am, and I don't know, I'm very proud of the next person that's going to come on very briefly. He has a promo that he wants to share that I asked him to come down and share it with. He is really into education. He makes a change in people's lives and in the community, and actually probably not here. I mean, we always give him credit for doing things here, but he touches lives all over, and it is an honor and a privilege to have Sam Guy come on to talk about something that he did right here in the state of Delaware. So going to go over to Studio B.
Thank you so much. Kind of you to introduce me in that way. I wanted to just let everybody know that I'm a graduate of Delaware State University, and my father graduated from Delaware State University. So for all of my life, he's taken us down there to look around the campus. When he first went to Delaware State University, it was probably in the late 40s. And then he left, went in the service, then he went to UD, then he went back to Delaware State University. And when he returned, there was a sign there at the front. And so all of my adult life, all my childhood and adult life, there was a sign there that said, "Enter to learn, go forth to serve," in front of Delaware State University. And then in 1997, the sign basically vanished. So since, say, 98 or 99, I've periodically contacted the various administrations about putting that sign back up, and I wasn't able to get anybody really to listen and with the right frame of mind or right heart. But I had some good luck this time around. So I'm going to just share with you a little short video that gives a summary of the effort that I led to get a sign put back up that said, "Enter to learn, go forth to serve," the motto for Delaware State University, and the outcome from that effort. So if the studio could play this little video, I'd appreciate it.
I want you to know, long as I got King Jesus, I don't need nobody else. Do you hear me what I say? Long as I got King Jesus, I don't need nobody else. Come on. I feel like having a little church this evening. Oh, yeah. Well, I've been lied on, cheated, talked about mistreated. I've been beat, scorned, talked about showing you all. I've been up, down, almost to the ground. But long as I got King Jesus, long as I got King Jesus, long as I got him, don't need nobody else.
Hello, Mr. God. This is Lorene Robinson calling from the Alumni Office at Delaware State University. We're having a special event here tomorrow at 3 o'clock, and we very much like for you to attend if you are available. The event will be held at Lockerman Hall. It's an unveiling ceremony, and I believe that you would really be pleased to be a part of this program because you are one of the individuals who inspired it. But hopefully you'll be able to join us tomorrow.
When they closed the road here in 1997, that was, the sign was around.
So I'm grateful that Dr. Motley is here today with us, and she will come and bring some remarks. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Motley. Please.
I can't talk about the sign without talking about Thelma Motley. He looked around, he said, "We don't have a sign." By the way, let me back up. Dr. Gregg had to go to the governor and the powers to be because they wouldn't suit up and play football for Delaware State. Delaware was called the students. They said, "We're not playing football anymore." So they changed it immediately, and that's when the name was changed to Delaware State College. And then when he graduated, by the way, he had two lovely little girls, little babies, and his wife were here. They were here. I'm the second wife, not the first one. So, our history is then they allowed him to stay here and teach in our high school. So he taught industrial arts. And it was during that time that he made the sign, designed the sign, and put the sign in the middle of 13. Now that sign stayed out there for over 2 decades, not out there, because George told me in '69 when she came to school, the sign was on the campus, right on the campus. It was. So it was over 2 decades that it stayed there. And so
we have Carolyn Curry. She's our Vice President for Institutional Advancement and Chief of Staff. She wants to introduce a few of our special guests.
Actually, all of you are special, so this is going to be kind of tough to do. So I'm just going to introduce a few people. Wait for the picture. Okay, good. I don't know if Mr. Guy made it. Did Mr. Sam Guy make it? Mr. Guy, I'm the one you talked to. I know we've never, I don't think we've met. Let me tell you about Mr. Sam Guy. Yeah, 2 years ago, was it? 2 or 3 years ago, he started calling us and saying, you know, we need to find the sign. We need to put the sign back out. And he really, really pushed us and got that thought going about where is it, could we resurrect it. So he really was one of the many catalysts, but a very strong catalyst, as to why this has come today to fruition. So I thank you for coming today, and I really wanted to give you credit for sometimes lighting that spark and getting people going. The Institutional Advancement team really thought about, should we put a sign, should we put something, but we wanted to have something that was permanent, that people could take pictures under. A lot of campuses have statues and places they go that are special that they take pictures under all the time. So we hope that this will be the photo op of Delaware State University for years to come. Very quickly, we thank you all for coming. We want to get you on a big group picture, because this is historic. So thank you, Brenda, and we'll carry on and we can open the page.
It is time for the unveiling. Now, it is raining right now.
I want you to know, long as I got King Jesus, I don't need nobody else. Do you hear me what I say? Long as I got King Jesus, I don't need nobody else. Come on. I feel like having a little church this evening. Ah, yeah.
Thanks, Sam Guy, for sharing that with us. It is so important to know what's going on right here in the state of Delaware, and for him to care so much for the students that are attending there, to know what their purpose is for going to school. I think that is a superb job. Well, I'm trying to eat, my jaws was hurting a little bit already, because this person that I have coming on, he is hilarious, and he's right here from Wilmington, Delaware, and that is none other than comedian Sweets. Welcome back to the Congo Hour.
Thank you very much.
How you been doing?
I'm doing just fine.
You are good.
Yes, ma'am.
You have another event coming up.
Yes,
Let's
have
talk
something
about it.
Tremendous for the community of Wilmington, Delaware. We have a comedy show and dinner next Sunday night at the Longshoreman Hall. We have some dynamite comedians coming down. We have Brother out of Baltimore, Timmy Hall. We have Matt Black out of Philadelphia. We have Will Camp. We have Breakout, and the show is being hosted by me, Wilmington's own comedian Smeets. Doors open at 6:30. Dinner to be served from 7 to 8. Showtime at 8. You can purchase tickets at Cos and Cuffs, BBD Barbershop, Harris Central Barbershop, Brown Bag, Kennedy Fried Chicken, which is located on the market. Also, you can contact me at area code 302-442-5342. That's for the VIP tables. VIP tables, the price is $200.
Wait a minute, I don't mean to interrupt you. There's a number on the flyer that's a 6. Oh, Trippy is here.
I've been here. You've just been ignoring me, Wayna, but I'm used to that. But keep going. I didn't want to break up your flow.
I gave the number here. So, Alvin, if you take that number down and we're going to put up Sweet's number,
442.
which is
442-5342. That number got disconnected.
you.
It's not my number.
442.
5342.
I don't.
You said the 6 other
I
numbers.
know, but that's what's on here, so
I
that's
know,
what I
yeah.
gave. Okay, we have it right.
The bill was paid when the flyer was made. This reason, you know, they run into
Metro.
times is hard.
I know, that's for
They cut
everybody.
$39 off my stamps. That's 8 less subs I'm gonna eat next month.
Sick trippy.
Yeah.
So it's at Longshoreman next week, next
Sunday night, Soulful Sunday.
Okay.
Doors open up at 6:30. We serving dinner from 7 to 8 because, like I said, the dinner comes with the VIP table. Table is $200, but you get a free dinner, table of 8, and a bottle of your choosing. So if they want to come out and get some rock at the table and eat soul food, we're gonna have macaroni and cheese, fried chicken, some yard bird. You know how we do it, soul food.
You gotta have chicken, right?
Yes, anything with soul
Sunday.
got to have that yard bird in it. Pluck him and burn him.
So regular tickets though are only $20
Just
in
$20,
advance.
2,000 pennies. That's
Okay.
it. And come out and get a good and like the last time we was here, you know, somebody made a comment that we had a lot of tickets left. We did all right.
Y'all did all right.
Yeah, we did about 250. That was for the Mother's Day show.
That was it was let me I went there and it was very nice, let me say that. The atmosphere was nice. Everyone was there was nice. The comedians was hilarious. So yeah, it was very nice. So if it's anything like the last one, I know that it's going to be great.
Well, it's going to be like we just try to bring a nice environment. You know, we want people to come out because they hear the name like Longshoreman. He's like, oh, I don't want to go there, but it's a comedy show. And security will be on hand. 2 Wilmington City police officers will be on hand all night. They already paid for it. So come on out, get your laugh on, and get your grub on. We got dark meat, Soulful Sunday, jokes, fried bird, macaroni and cheese. And you know what they say, who made the macaroni and cheese?
I know that's right.
If it ain't made right, they ain't gonna eat it. It's gonna be on so.
That's right.
Like I said, we just, we gonna have some fun, man. My partner should have been here.
We're
I
not
guess
going
he
to
on the
say
way.
we're not
That's
going
his
to go
fault.
there.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, all right.
That's his phone number.
Like I said, just come on out. Let me see one more time, huh?
That's his phone number. They got disconnected.
That's why he didn't get the information.
That's why.
He can't even get Texas. But like I said, ticket information one more time. Cars and Cuffs. That's located on the mall.
That's why.
Oh my God. Cars and Cuffs. Kennedy Fried Chicken was also located on the mall. We have BVD Barbershop, which is located on 9th Street, right next door, in between S's and Liberties. We also have Hair Central Barber, which is located on 7th and West. We have, like I said, we have tickets. Come on out. I mean, they're gonna be
I'm
going.
going to say if they can't remember all that, all you got to do is dial 442.
Dial 442. I'll come and deliver your ticket.
There you
Hand to you. We only got 3 tables left. They going fast. I think Trippy get ready to buy one of them, so we only got 2. Putting the pressure on him.
No, it's 2 left.
Somebody call it now.
Sick. Well, thank you for coming and
I
sharing.
appreciate y'all allowing us
All
to come
right.
on here
You're
and get this information out to y'all beautiful audience.
All right. And then we'll have to reschedule you because you have something else coming up. We're not going to talk about that.
So,
Okay.
we'll come back on. So thank y'all once
You're
again for letting me come up here. And, hopefully I'll see y'all at the show. I'll leave your name at the door. All right?
Okay. That's a bet.
Can you make one? Often. I'm putting the pressure on you.
Yeah, you got me.
Trippy, thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, we need to take another quick break before our 8:30 Sammy's Corner. All right, so we'll be right back with our next guest.
All right, welcome back to the show. We hope that you have enjoyed everything so far. Right now we're going to have another guy who is no stranger to the show, no stranger to the community, Mr. Ugundi Jacobs. He's coming to talk about an event that he had. This is his 2nd annual, right? And he said, he promised the community that even if he did not win his political.
Gee, you pay attention.
Of course I did.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from the East Side, and he ran for city council. And he threw a great event. And he said even if he doesn't win, if he does or he doesn't win, he was going to keep on having this event because so many people enjoyed it. And so right now he's he's a man of his word, and he's coming on to talk about it with us.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that warm welcome, man. I see you pay attention. I appreciate that. I hope you can make it out this year.
I'm gonna try to. Well, you act like I didn't come last year.
Did you?
I was there.
late at the end.
Dessert time.
You know, yeah, I just, that's all.
Okay, you're
Yes.
right.
But hello and good evening, everyone. On Sunday, December the 1st, we're going to be having our annual community dinner at Moria Academy from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's open to everyone in the community. It's a great time to just enjoy one another, enjoy a catered buffet, dessert, live family entertainment, and just a time to share with the community throughout the holiday season. You know, it's going to be a lot of hustle and bustle, but we just wanted to make sure that we provided an opportunity for folks in the community to sit down, have a nice meal amongst each other, and just enjoy.
So this is just an event for the entire community to come to Moya Academy and a holiday dinner, a free holiday dinner.
Free holiday dinner.
Okay.
We got some of the best
Excuse
cooks.
me 1 second, I apologize. The last numbers are wrong, Alvin. It's 275-8243.
How'd you know?
What do you mean, how do I know?
Like, how'd you know the number was wrong?
Don't you think I know the number?
I didn't
By
know.
heart.
You better. You better, huh? So what time is it again?
Y'all two between.
What time is it?
It's 4 p.m. until 7 p.m.
Okay. Do you need volunteers for anything?
We do. We welcome in all volunteers and donations.
Okay. So if someone does want to be a volunteer, what kind of help will you need?
Well, we need folks to set up and prep the area.
Okay.
Be our hosts and hostesses to welcome guests, to escort them to their tables and chairs.
Okay.
Serve the food, and don't leave when it's over with.
Yeah.
Stay and break down also.
Yeah. We also last year we gave away some toys, so we have some toys that we give away as well.
Coats.
Yeah.
We had some coats to give away also. It was a wonderful event. I wish I had the video. Maybe next week Wayne can bring the video and play a short promo of the video.
Do people have to call ahead of time and let you know they're coming, or can they just show up? How's that
It
work?
would be very helpful, so we
Okay.
can get a good head count. We have a certain allotment already of food that's going to be delivered to us.
Okay.
But you never know what the outcome is going to be, so it's always good to call in advance and give us a heads up.
Okay.
And they can call either myself at 302-275-8243 or Wayna at 302-521-7325. I know her number by heart. Do you have anything to say about it?
No, I don't. Last year, like I said, it was very nice. We appreciate all of the volunteers, and we even had volunteers from last year, like calling us to make sure that we were having it again this year, and different people that want to join in to volunteer or donate. So I'm looking forward. The leaders of the community came out and assisted as well. So just really looking for the food. We have to give a shout out to the caterer.
Yes, CCC. That's Creative Catering and Cakes by Russ. He and his wife Lanika Perry. They put an awesome lineup of food together. We also have some wonderful dessert specialists. It's about 4 or 5 of them that bring all kinds of assorted desserts. I'm talking about delicious. So I invite everyone out there in the viewing audience to come on out Sunday, December the 1st from 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. Early arrival is strongly suggested to secure a table. But if it gets overcrowded, we do have bleachers that we can pull out the bleachers, and sometimes you have to eat in your lap.
Yeah, whatever. We're gonna make sure we accommodate everybody that comes.
Yes.
So
Okay.
what you gonna cook?
That's what I was just thinking. Maybe some sweet potatoes.
Okay.
My mom makes some good
Boston
sweet
market.
potatoes.
Oh.
My mom does.
Okay,
Yeah,
she
my
does.
mom-
She
yeah,
does.
she makes some good sweet
Okay,
potatoes.
so we're gonna put Miss C down for the sweet potato, or some Navy soup beans.
She makes those too?
What?
Does she? I didn't know
I
that.
thought that my grandmother was the only one that could make them. Miss
okay.
C can throw down with some
All right.
soup beans.
So Mom, we're gonna need some sweet potatoes and Navy soup beans
Yes.
for the first.
Okay.
Navy soup beans.
All right.
Yes. So.
All right, man. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for
Appreciate
keeping
you having me again.
So if you want to volunteer, if you want to be a part of this awesome event, just call the number that's on your screen. You can call Wayna.
Yes.
You got mad when I used to give out your number.
Well, because
But
that
he
was.
can come on and just give it out just like that.
Well,
huh?
because that was different circumstances. I was, come on, Trippy.
Okay, no, I'm just saying.
We're not going to go there. It was during certain circumstances, and I ain't want everybody having my number.
Oh, okay, I got
But
you.
now everybody can have my number.
All right. We're going to take a very quick break, and we'll be right back with Sammy's Corner.
Good evening and welcome back to the show. It's time for my favorite part of the show, Sammy's Corner, and I'm really excited about the topic already. So, Mr. C, you want to get right into it?
I was encouraged to come here and support some ideas that Trippy has.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not the topic of tonight. Trippy is my guest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty true. I wanted him to be here just because he does have so much insight and can give a lot of, I guess, good advice to the viewing audience. Mm-hmm. But we rarely get a chance on the show to talk about our business and just the funeral industry in general. So I wanted to talk about that today. Just how we encourage families to celebrate their loved one's life. So much growing up, we're taught to fear death, and matter of fact, I think America is one of the only, they call it death denying countries in the world, because we don't accept it, we don't embrace it. And I think that we really should, because of course, we're all going to die. And we had a funeral yesterday that made me want to talk about this.
Okay.
Mr. Joseph Thomas and his family just had a wonderful, wonderful celebration of his life, and they really celebrated the way that I wish all families would. So I wanted to talk about it just to maybe give families some encouragement who eventually we're all going to go through this process. And I think the first thing that they did that was positive, they had a 2-hour viewing like most families do, but they were there for the entire viewing. So they got to meet and greet all of the family and friends who came. So they were there before anyone got there, and as people came in the door, they got to see the family. Because a lot of times people come to a funeral not only to see the deceased, but to see their friends as well.
Because they will wait.
Right,
They'll want to know what time the family's coming and want to wait.
And so many times families, again, kind of being in that death-denying mode, only want to be there for maybe a half an hour, 45 minutes at the most, usually an hour, sometimes not even that long. Because emotionally, they just think that it's going to be too hard for them. Right. And that is true. It is going to be a hard process to go through, but you have to go through it because it really helps with the whole grieving process. So, I mean, it wasn't an easy thing for them to be there, but they knew the importance of it. They knew that they wanted to be there for their friends when they came to see them. And it's odd because we announced that we're going to have this viewing for our loved one, but the family comes and no one is there. I mean, friends come and no family members are there. So it's almost like you're inviting the public to be a part of this celebration, but you're not even there.
And you know what, Mr. C, some of our other counterparts, they don't pay attention that we have our name tag on, and they'll think we're a part of the family because that's what they're used to seeing. So they'll say, you have my condolences, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not the family. So yeah, that's very true.
That is true. So they were there for the entire time, and again, it wasn't easy for them to be there. His son Ivan and his dad, they were best friends.
Yes.
So they were extremely close. But Ivan knew that he had to be there for his friends who were going to come and see him. So he didn't have, I think sometimes families think that once they get to a viewing, they have to just sit in their chair the whole time. They're going to be right in front of the casket, and it's just going to be too hard to look at that casket for that entire time. I mean, it would be. Nobody wants to do that, but the way our chapel was set up, we have a lower lounge where they can have coffee and refreshments. People can go outside. We have a room off to the side where people can go and greet friends who are coming. So the entire time, the family was there kind of going in and out, and it was very informal. And it was just a good way to start off the tribute. And then for the order of service, they had family tributes. And everyone from cousins, aunts and uncles to his grandchildren, they were all just getting up, talking about the good memories that they had with Mr. Thomas. Even, I guess what I really appreciated is that the kids did it. Because so many times we try to protect children and don't want them to be.
Kids, you mean minor?
Yes, children, like his grandchildren. Okay. They were part of the reflections. And so many times we try to, we think we're protecting our children from not letting them be a part of the funeral service, but we're really doing them a disservice because it's not allowing them to fully understand it. And it's really teaching them to fear it. Right. So then you're going to have another child growing up fearing death, and then, and it's just kind of, it's like a revolving door. So, Ivan's kids, Mr. Thomas's grandchildren, they were part of the reflections, and everybody was just having a really good time. And then I guess what kicked it off is that I think you saw this part.
I did.
For the repast, it wasn't a traditional repast. Mr. Joseph Thomas, he loved to dance and he loved music. So at the repast, they had a live band, and the entire family was just, it just put the whole repast in a totally different.
It wasn't somber.
It wasn't somber at all. It was a lot of fun. It was almost like a family reunion. I mean, the family, they were up there dancing with each other, and it was nice. I think he even put it on YouTube. Ivan did, because I guess he knew the importance of him celebrating his father's life. It was just unbelievable just to be that. I've been doing funerals for so long. That was no disrespect to any other service that I've been to, but that was just probably one of the best overall funerals that I've ever been to. Just the way they celebrated the life. And we always say that we're going to celebrate the life, but we rarely do it because we get so caught up in our emotions. And Dad, I know you talk about this a lot. That's why I wanted you to be here, because I guess it's our job, as funeral directors, to educate the public as to how we should really celebrate, our loved one's life.
This is Trippy's corner, right?
I guess when I think about what you were saying, I think about why these things have happened to our people, and because we probably have the only funeral home for black folks in Delaware, well, maybe not in Delaware, but in Wilmington, that was designed as a funeral home. Most funeral homes were just a regular house, and they weren't set up to do what you are talking about, to be having formal meetings where you're in and out of different rooms and all that. They were usually so small that you couldn't even, all the family couldn't get in. And when they went to the church was so restrictive that you had to set like this. It wasn't set up for informal kind of activities. So that kind of tradition has been passed on, and only because we have learned from other socioeconomic group people what they do, we find that okay. And so we've said, gee, I would like to be like that. So that's how we picked that up. But I believe that is the way to do it. But there are so many people who are conditioned to believe that they're not supposed to get there until 5 minutes before. And they don't want to be there all that time, and just get me there in time for the service and I'll be okay. Well, that 9 to 11, that's the most of the time we have for meeting people. That's what that's for. They're not aware of the fact that it's no good if they aren't there. Because the people come to visit them and pay their respects to the family, but the family is not there. And it's hard for us to, in that short period of time, to convince folks that time is really set aside for them to be there and receive the friends that
they invited. Friends that they invited publicly, like through the newspaper and through the websites.
And in fact, the family should arrive about 8:30 and get set up all over the place and receive, because all family members have different friends that's going to be coming. And sometimes they line up in front of or on the side of the casket, and you go by and you say thanks for coming and all that. But so I would say that 80% or maybe a higher number than
Yeah,
that.
definitely higher number.
Don't want that.
Yeah, won't take it. I guess
Yeah.
they don't understand it.
Yeah.
The importance of it. I think that's what it mainly is.
I know sometimes, just speaking with them too, they feel as though like 2 hours is a long time, or it's going to drag, but it really doesn't
not at
drag.
all.
It goes by so quickly.
Yeah, and because you figure people are coming and going, like I said before, they can go downstairs and have coffee and refreshments, and really getting there so close to the actual service time, it doesn't give the family enough time to get there and to have like any emotion, and because everybody, because if you want to start the service on time, everybody's trying to rush to get up there and to view and then have a seat and then then have the service on time. It's really a disservice, because you have family members who really want to take time to grieve,
Right.
and they don't really have an opportunity because you're only getting there 10 or 15 minutes before the service begins, and that's not enough time to have that grieving time. And again, and then family, other friends are there, and they want to come up and greet everybody before the service starts. So you're trying to do all this, which is really meant you're trying to do 2 hours worth of work in 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, and it's really you're really putting even more of a demand on yourself emotionally, because you want to see your loved one, you want to grieve, and then you want to acknowledge your friends who are there.
Right.
And it's just so much you try to do in that short period of time.
That is true. Very true.
When we opened the funeral home and even the one on Gray Avenue, we had all those lounges set up so that people could do that, have refreshments, and because we did have that value and had the facilities to make that happen. But even then, it's like you can, take the horse to the water, but you can't make him drink, kind of a deal, where you tell folks this is sort of how you can have a ending, this whole death process, and this gives you a chance to kind of work your way out of it, because you're so hurt. And by receiving friends and by having this kind of ending where it is like the dancing and all that, that the services down in New Orleans, or they had the jazz bands, and they came back and really had a great time. But that's some of the education that we don't push hard enough. But I think the thing that is a part of that, funerals is just one part of celebrations in our life. Each celebration that we've taken on in America, when we came here, we took these on. We didn't come with these celebrations, but we don't really understand and why we practice. And so we begin to question things now and don't have any understanding of it, so it's with little value today. I remember last Sunday there was the coalition of 100 ladies, 100 black ladies, and I was a part of the panel. And one of the things that I can remember was I made a statement that one of the questions that we were asked is why there so many kids are in trouble today, and I mentioned that we have what I call the missing grandmother, because there is no difference in 50 years ago and today. Kids, young ladies had babies, and they weren't just put out in the street. There was an environment in the home where even when the young mother was still a teenager, the grandmother was there establishing and creating the values, which helped to prevent the kind of self-value where kids just learn on their own and take that kind of stuff on. church and things like that, and you didn't have as much opportunity to go out and get in trouble, and the young mother was still being a young mother, but grew up where the grandmother or the grandfather, whoever it might be, I want to say the grandparents, were able to structure a way of life for this young one, the grandkids that came along, and there's very few people our age, more my
Yeah, I was gonna say, please fix that.
my age, that weren't raised by grandparents. Grandmother was there somewhere, and it wasn't always because one of the children had a baby, but it was because the grandmother, there was no multi-housing that they have today. So, the family was a family.
And you want me to cut you off, but you gave me, I try to let Max spend a lot of time with you. And you gave me I guess a pretty good life lesson when you said that, I think we were talking about him, he was going out for Halloween or something like that. I said, man, you always try to, I was like, I'm his dad. Don't try to come in here and take over. It was something around Halloween, and you said grandparents can see further than you. And that's true.
Right.
A lot. You just have a lot more experience than me. So of course you're gonna have more knowledge, and you just know what I don't know. So I think that kind of just goes to what you were saying, because it was so true. When I sat back and thought about it, I was like, yeah, you're right. I think he wanted to go. He wanted to go trick or treating with one of his friends his age, but I wanted him to go with his little brothers and sisters. And I'm thinking, all the family should go together. Like, why do you think this boy? He's almost 13. He's like, why do you think he wants to go with these little 5-year-olds, little 8-year-olds and 3-year-olds? I was like, yeah, you might be right. First, I was resistant, but then he said, then I acknowledged that he was right, and he said, he's like, I just can see further than you.
Right.
As a grandparent.
That is so valuable, that you have respect for sometimes what I say. And that's important. And that's important for all of us. Our kids, our grandkids, our great-grandkids, you ought to be able to bounce it off of someone that you really respect. And so that isn't afforded to every home.
Right.
And so it's, if you look at the history of the black families, we were turned out. We weren't allowed to be married, for a long time. You were chattel.
Right.
And as chattel, you were like a cow or a horse, or you could sell anything. You took fathers from the children, and they were sold. And so the family, the basic family culture has not, and this has been in a very short period of time. I guess a little over 100 years ago, the black people were slaves. And so,
and that's only a couple generations.
Right.
And without the fact that we were unable to be educated, and look how tough it is today. There are people that try to even prevent us from voting.
Yeah, and it was. Have you seen that movie, Wayne, 12 Years a Slave?
No, we've been like going back and forth, vacillating, as Miss Congo's
You should definitely go see it. I would see different posts on Facebook and other, social media, where people were just really upset after they left the movie because of everything that the slave went through for these 12 years. But I didn't leave angry.
Okay.
It just gave me a greater awareness of some of the things that you were just talking about, of how things that were done to us, to our ancestors when they were slaves, they still affect us to this day. How they broke up, families were broken up. They weren't allowed to be educated. This one slave who the story is about, he was a free man, and he was intelligent, very intelligent, but he was kidnapped into slavery. And the only way he survived was almost dumbing himself down and not telling people that he was educated and that he could read and write. And it just kind of goes into the same things that you were just saying. how, things that were done back then, they still have an effect on us now. The family, it went through it. There was a scene where the mother and the child, they were separated intentionally, just to break up the family system. It was a lot. It was a pretty deep movie. You should definitely go see it.
Definitely will.
Just think about, in my time, men who fought for America being free came back to America where it was worse in America than it was out there fighting. And that kind of system is still made available today because opportunities aren't equal. I remember watching one of Dr. King's speeches, and I don't know whether everybody understands that from his last speech, where it said that his children would be not judged by the color of their skin, but the character of their soul, and it just has so much meaning. I guess we just hear it as a speech, but we surely shouldn't want our kids judged because they're black.
Right.
We should judge them based on the character. And so as I get older, I begin to appreciate more of that.
Unfortunately, that's not the case, and we'll keep on talking about Trippie setting up. When you said that, wouldn't it be? I wonder what the outcome would be if, in fact, there were a sheet or something, a room dividing, so the person interviewing really wouldn't see the color of your skin, and where the voice was a little distorted, so they wouldn't tell that you was African American. Would more African Americans have better chances in life than they do now, just based on them actually seeing that you are African American?
I think that sometimes it used to be on the applications when you would leave, they would write on there things like you were colored or black or whatever it might be.
Right.
So it went on and went on of the prejudice and the way things are handled today. But I guess it's time for us to go. Trippie has about 2 minutes. And
Julius took up about 5 minutes of our time talking to you. So,
okay.
Yeah, he's all right. So we're going to go right over. Thank you once again for your wisdom, Mr. C. We're going to go right over to Studio B to Trippie for our funeral announcements.
First we have Miss Doris Williams, age 69, who departed this life November the 1st. Her funeral services were held on Friday at the Ezon Fair Baptist Church, and her burial took place in the Grace Lawn Memorial Park. Miss Celestine Jackson, age 75, departed this life on November the 2nd. Her funeral services were also on Friday at the Congo Funeral Home on 24th and Market Streets. Her burial also took place in the Grace Lawn Memorial Park. Miss Charlotte Parker, age 67, departed this life November the 2nd. Her funeral services were on Saturday at the Mount Zion UAME Church in Newark, and her burial took place in the Grace Lawn Memorial Park. Services for Mr. Galvin Crawford, age 91, who departed this life on November the 5th, will be announced. Services will also be announced for baby Angel Stewart, who departed this life on November the 7th. Services will be announced for Miss Carrie Milligan, age 84, who departed this life on November the 8th. And services will be announced for Mr. Robert Ingleka, age 76, who departed this life on November the 10th. And that does conclude all of our funeral announcements. If you have any questions, please call us at 652-8887. Once again, our number is 652-8887. You can also go to our website at www.congofuneralhome.com. As far as community news, I'm just going to make one announcement. On the Delaware State University Alumni Association Newcastle County chapter will host a meet and greet on Saturday, November the 16th. It's going to be at the DSU Wilmington campus. That's at 3931 Kirkwood Highway. Special guest will be Tamika Lewis, who is the women's head basketball coach at Delaware State. For more information, please call 229-5909. Once again, that number is 229-5909. And the meet and greet is going to take place again this Saturday, November the 16th at 11 a.m. All right, and Wayna is handing me a message on her phone. It said there's going to be a free Thanksgiving dinner and literacy workshop. It's going to be on Saturday, November the 16th at 10 a.m. 100 Men Reading Free Education and Literacy Day. It's going to be at the Powell Center right on Market Street. All activities, books, and they're going to be there's going to be a moon bounce. There's going to be a free Thanksgiving dinner. And for more information, please call Stacy Henry at 420-1819. Once again, her number is 420-1819. Once again, it's a free event this Saturday at the Powell Center at 10 a.m. We're going to have moon bounces, books, and a free Thanksgiving dinner. All right. Thank you so much for watching. If you ever want to be a part of the show, you can give Wayna a call. Or if you just want to say hi to Wayna, ask her how she's doing, you can call her at 521-7325. Is that it, Wayna? Yeah, if you want to just call her. Yep, somebody's calling already. Call her at 521-7325. Call her just to say hi because she loves to hear from our supporters. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for Community Crossfire. See you next week.